Okay, top project for today. Got a quick attach coupler here for the big excavator. It's off an old bucket. I want to reuse it on my grading beam that I'm building for this thing. But it's a little worn out and not quite the right spacing. So we're going to re-weld this in here and line bore it out with my homemade line borer over there, which is what Ezra's working on. So I've got these set up and tacked into place, all squared up with the back mounts there. And we're going to set up the line boring machine there and then just offset it the 3/8 of an inch or something that it needs to move there. So got the equipment out here, all in pieces right now. I'll bring it back in when we've got a little more ready to go. All right, sorry I didn't get more clips of what I've done here, but basically I'm ready to start boring now. So I'll give you a little overview of what I've done here. So these, as I mentioned, wallowed out a little bit, not quite the right spacing for my lugging on my machine. So I wanted to get that cleaned up. So over on the bench there are some old donuts there, old lugs off something else. And so I just dropped those in the existing bore there and trued them up, made them exactly the same distance from front to back there, and tacked them in place. Those things have a nice round hole in the middle, which let me use my centering cones here to center up the boring bar that I put through here. So once I had that centered and these kind of floating in place, I welded in the little bars there, little chunks of rebar to get those in place. So when I built this, I built these with these little adjusting screws on here so that I can move things in or out as necessary. And so I just set it to one extreme of travel, then welded these bars on, and then put a dial gauge on each side and just walked it out the 0.236 of an inch that I needed. So that should theoretically give me the right spacing that I need there. And I took everything apart and tacked this with my welder. Melted a whole bunch of rod. Hopefully some of it stuck. So it's not pretty, especially if you look at that side. Oh my goodness. I'm not a welder, for real. So anyway, this should be enough material in there to do the trick. So theoretically tomorrow, all I got to do is throw the bar in, throw the cutter in, and run it through. This line boring jig that I made here is pretty straightforward. These are self-centering pillow block bearings. Is that what those are called? I think so. And then it just runs off a drill right there. And little feed screw here for pushing the boring bar through. I've got a little kind of universal joint that I welded in to couple the boring bar to the drill here. So tomorrow will be the inaugural test. I haven't actually run this thing before. I never got around to using it on the last job. So hopefully this is all going to work. We'll find out soon enough. So that's it for me for tonight. I'm going to do a little more office work and then run home, find some supper, and relax for a bit. So we'll attack this tomorrow. And we'll check in with you then. Okay, everything's all set up. Taking a few passes. I've actually got that side pretty much done. And we're just taking passes on this side. Go ahead, hit it there. My insert's pretty dull, and the drill is just way too fast. So every pass is a finishing pass, but it's working. Okay, it's looking pretty good. Pretty happy with my sizing, but I didn't quite bring enough weld up here. So, same thing on this side. I'm gonna do a little filling, bring that in a little bit farther, get a better cleanup there. I think it's worth taking the time to do it. I could probably get by with that, but let's make it look nice. Make it work a little better. Okay, catch you later. All right, I think I got this one knocked out. Well, all the line boring's done anyway. As done as it's gonna be. Things turned out pretty good, if you look at this side. This side I did a little extra filling here, so it doesn't look near so pretty. But a little cleanup with the grinder, and we're good to go. So everything worked out pretty good. Nice little homemade line boring machine that I made actually worked. I was kind of expecting to have a lot more problems with it. The only thing I will complain about is the speed. Single speed drill, I would really love to lose about 100 RPM out of this thing. But other than that, it worked great. Pretty happy with it. I had to make myself a longer bit here. Insert holder, tool holder. I don't think this thing's gonna focus. So anyway, that's it there. Turned out pretty good. Worked well. So that's it for this project. This set of ears is for the grading beam. It's, I guess I gotta weld this onto it next, and then that project is fini. The next project will be the twist wrist, which had the wrong lugging. So I've actually got another set of ears that I gotta do exactly the same thing on. I'm expecting that one to turn out even better than this one. So, thank you for tuning in. I will catch you on the next project.